guys, how's it going? Oh boy, let me just go ahead and get that going. That's nice. There we go. How's everybody doing today? Everybody chilling? Having a good time? So, I had these, I had a overall subject that I really wanted to talk about, and it's been on my mind since, like, yesterday. So, yesterday, I played the Pokemon Emerald game, as my stream, as my series that I've been doing on a regular basis. And, which is really fun. I've actually been having a really good time. Also, like, late into the night last night, or I should say into the morning, when, you know, nobody's up, I did some off-camera grinding for the game as well. I actually found out that the gym leader that I will be having to fight next in the next Pokemon stream, his Pokemon range is right where my monsters are at. So I didn't actually have to grind my main team at all, which was really nice. But I did do grinding. So what did I do grinding on? Well, when you guys see in the stream, you'll understand. Hey, Rebecca! Good to see you, girlfriend. Glad to have you in here. Last night I spent the majority of my night and morning grinding. Hey, Shed, good to see you too. I got the two wonderful Rebecca and a Shed coming in and hanging out. Appreciate you guys. I mentioned in yesterday's Pokemon stream that I was going to take a Slugma and I was going to level it up and get it into the right level range of the rest of my team so that I could, you know, swap it out and sadly Ninny Minnie is going to take one for the team, and Ninny Minnie's going to end up dropping out and be replaced by the new little Slugma that I worked on. So look forward to that in the future if you're interested in the Pokemon streams. But yeah, so point being, overall, is that I was really playing a lot of Pokemon yesterday, and I also happened to be, while I was, you know, grinding that Pokemon and playing the Pokemon game, I just happened to be listening to some podcasts and playthroughs that were just talking about Pokemon. And it really got that, you know, nostalgic tickle going for me. You know, obviously playing Emerald is a major nostalgic tickle for me. And, you know, listening to people talk about Pokemon gets that nostalgic tickle going. And it made me realize, like, I, you know, still love the older games. I really do. And they make me happy, and I love replaying them. And, you know, and I mentioned before that pretty much all of my Pokemon games, except for a few, were stolen from me a long time ago as a teenager. So I do still have some of them, and, you know, I wanted to kind of get my hands on some of the other ones that I was really nostalgic about. So, like, I tried to kind of look for a old, like, Sapphire or Ruby Pokemon game, the Game Boy Advance cartridge, and I don't know if you guys have ever looked those things up before. They've basically become these majorly highly sought after collector's items now, which blows my mind, because I remember, you know, when I was a teenager, or, you know, even like as an early young adult in my very early 20s, like, you could get the original, you know, Game Boy Advance Nintendo cartridge, like Game Boy Advance Pokemon cartridges, for like 20 or 30 bucks, you know, right? And I looked at some of these price tags, and they were ranging from, I think I saw one that was like $200 to $300. Like, absolute insanity. I was like, are you joking? And then, like, I was like, okay, well, what about, you know, like, the DS cartridges, like Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Because, so, you know, like, I still have my Soul Silver cartridge, and I still have my Emerald cartridge, but pretty much all the other ones I have are gone. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just looking at the ones that I don't have, so, you know, like, let me look up Platinum. And like platinum is like around $100 or like $200, I think. I'm gonna look them up really quick just so I'm not saying the wrong kind of prices here. But let's see here. So the original Emerald cartridge. See all buying options. Okay, yeah, so the original Emerald cartridge without the box, or like any of the other things, like in other words, like unwrapped and it's just a cartridge that's been used, they go for between $160 to $200 for the cartridge all by itself. Like, what? And then the other one I was looking up was, let me see, okay, so they don't have... Yeah, and then I look at that, like, Fire Red and Leaf Green, and they sell between $80 to $100 for the cartridge. And... is this an original Ruby? What is this? Is that a fake? Oh, it's a reproduction. Okay. So, an original Ruby version costs between $70 to $100. And the thing is because these prices are so insane... And, like, these prices are so insane because they're collector's items. These video games have started becoming victim to fakes. So, like, I could buy a fake Ruby version or a fake Emerald version for, like, $30. Which is, like, the price of, like, what they used to be as the original versions when I was a teenager. Like, obviously they cost, like, $60 when they first came out. But, like, then it's like, oh, like, over time, like, you know, nobody wants them, they're used games, they're like $30, you know, whatever. And, like, now they're shifted out of being used games that are widely produced into being, you know, limited collector's items, and now they're just, like $100 to, like, $200 to sometimes, like, $300 for the cartridge alone. It's insanity! It's absolute insanity. And Platinum was the one I wanted to look up too. Because I really wanted to buy myself a copy of the old Platinum version for my DS. And version game, cartridges apply Nintendo. Yeah, so that's a fake. Okay, so the fake ones are like $30. But if I wanted to find a real one... how much are the real ones going for? Okay, that's all three of them as fakes for $50. Is this the original one? Because the market is, like, flooded with these fake copies of these games. It's nuts. It's totally nuts. Yeah, my headphones are huge. I need to get new ones. I had really nice Audio Technica... headphones, but they broke because they were just way too old. They're actually back there somewhere, but I don't really use them much anymore because they're just broken. And good to see you, Troll Warrior. Okay, so is this the original one? Hold on, I need to find out if this is the original one. Because, like I said, like, the market is... yeah, okay, so everybody's saying that this is a fake and it's overpriced. Okay. Yeah, these are fake cartridges. See, that's the problem! People, like, because there's no information here that says that this particular version that I'm looking at is a fake, and they're also charging it for $60, which is, like, the full original price for the game when it was released. So, like, you could believe that it's a real one, but, like, and that's why you go down and you, like, look at, like, the price ranges and stuff like that, because, I mean, not the price ranges, you go down and you look at the comments section so that people can let you know that it's, like, a fake. It's ridiculous. It's like, you know, like, when we were all freaking out about, like, Chinese knockoffs of Magic cards and stuff, that applies to, like, everything that anybody could ever be nostalgic about that has a high price tag now. It's ludicrous. And look, there's even a selection for authentic. So if I put the words authentic in there, there's a whole selection for it. So let's see what... $200 for Pokemon Platinum cartridge without all the boxing and all that. $200. And it looks like there's some, like, used but, like, slightly damaged versions that go for, like, $130. It's ridiculous. And like I've even noticed Alpha Sapphire, which I own, and Omega Ruby have been jumping in price as well. And then Pokemon Soul Silver, which I have, is already in the $180 range, which is insane, and it's going up. I don't get it. Like, I mean, I can't say that I don't get it, because I do. Like, this is like, it's, you know, they're relics of the past, you know? Like, I even brought these on screen. I brought these out because I wanted to show them off, and this is also part of something that I was in a conversation about, is the idea of, you know, like, oh, I play Emerald, which is a ROM, on my, you know, Game Boy Advance simulator. And it's like, you know, like, I only do that because I own the stuff. So first of all, Game Boy Advanced, right here. It's actually still in the box. You can, like, see it from the backside and all that. I don't really open these much anymore, though, because I try to take care of them, because they're antiques, guys. Can't you see what the collector's market is all about? They're antiques. Hey, what's up? Silver Blush Adam Roblox. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Glad to have you in here. Yeah, and it's just like, so, like, these are all, what I'm showing you, they're technically antiques now. So, like, I have to, like, try and take care of them. But Game Boy Advanced, you can kind of, like, see it. It's a little messed up. You can see it's covered in tape and all that. I don't really pull it out anymore, but it's cool to still have. And then, of course, I have to show, like, there's Emerald in all of its glory. I also don't take it out of the box anymore. But yeah, it's still good, and that's why I play it on my ROM, is because I actually own them. I have the proof of purchase and the box and the game and all that stuff. And then the other one that I'm really proud of having is I have Soul Silver here, like, in the original box. I was going to open it, but I changed my mind at the last second. So there you go. Soul Silver, all of its glory. And I also have, like, the little collectible figure, which is always in the background, that goes with it. And I also have, outside of the box, I should probably put it in the box, but there's a little Poke Walker. It still works. I'm not going to turn it on, though, because I don't want to. But yeah, so those are, like, I mean, and I have Omega Ruby back there, and I also have Pokemon Moon, but, like, Pokemon Moon is, like, the worst Pokemon game ever made, in my opinion, so I don't even care. I guess I could pull Pokemon Ruby out if I really wanted to, but I don't care. I mean, Pokemon Ruby was really good. I would actually say that was, like, the last good Pokemon game, but, you know. So I do own all these, and that's why I play them on my channel. Well, I mean, I don't play Soul Silver on my channel, but I've had people say that I should. I would have to, like, download a Nintendo DS simulator and, like a ROM for the Soul Silver, which might be really hard to do since Nintendo really cracked down on that stuff. But yeah, but I do own the games, and they're still really fun to play, and I really enjoy them. But my main thing was that, like, I wanted to go and buy an original copy of Platinum, because I used to own it when I was a teenager. I wanted to get my hands on at least, like, Sapphire or Ruby, just to say that I have it. I also have Yellow version back there somewhere in an old Game Boy Color, but I didn't bother to pull it out. Like, a lot of my games and game systems were stolen back in the day, which really sucks. But I try not to get too hung up about it. It just really made me sad because, like, I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, well, of course you're upset because they're worth a lot of money now. But, I mean, like, one of the things that I was kind of, like, thinking about is, like, there's some of those games that, like, were stolen from me that, like, I really wanted to, like, replay. Like, I really wanted to replay some of those. Like, especially, like, Platinum was one that I really wanted to replay again. That would have been really fun. Platinum was really good. At least I still have Soul Silver, which is, like, one of the best. And I still have Emerald, which is one of the best. So, I feel really lucky that the ones that I can... Well, other than Platinum, obviously. But I feel really lucky that the ones that I considered to be the best games... were the ones that I still own, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty wild that, like, and I mean, I want to say that, yeah, they're collector's items, they're antiques, but I think a part of it too is also the crazy Pokemon resurgence craze going on right now, which has been so out of control. And I feel like it's primarily centered around the cards, but you can see that it's affected, like, not just the cards, it's affected everything involved with Pokemon, like the games, obviously. And another thing too that's a part of it is I wanted to buy a more powerful 3DS. I wanted to buy a 3DS XL, and those things run for like $300 as well, because they're out, they don't produce them anymore, so they're like out of production, and that makes their price tags skyrocket. So like originally, you know, you could buy like a new 3DS XL for like, I don't know, like maybe a little bit less than 200, and now I'm seeing prices for them that are around like 300 to 400, I think. Let me take a look again. Because I was looking at one not too long ago. Because, like, I have, it's right here in front of me. I have the old school. This is a Generation 1 3DS, which I bought used online for like 40 or 50 bucks, I think. And which it's really nice, like, and it gets the job done, but I kind of wish that I had like the last generation, which is like, it's got the better software, you know, the graphics are nicer, the processor runs smoothly. I'm looking at it now, it's $350. Like $350. Oh, and that's like, that's not even a 3DS. I'm looking at it, it's a 2DS XL. Oh my god. Like, I can't even, like, that... How much is the actual 3DS XL? Oh, well, it's around the same price. Okay. So, that's just nuts. And then there's, like, all the special editions, which add, like, an extra $300. Like, there's, like, a Pikachu one that's, like, $620. There's, like, one that looks like a Pokeball that's, like, $550. Like, it's insanity. It's insanity. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, see, I can't say that because I do get it, but it's just, it's so absurd. It's so absurd. I mean, I don't know. Let me see what you guys have to say. Rebecca says, apparently we now also have a fuel crunch. I grew up with video games, but wasn't allowed to own my own system till I was an adult. I get this, but at the same time, what the actual F is repeating in my head. Yeah, I agree with you. It's insane. If something has been stolen from you, that is the only reason you need to want it back. People are stupid. Yeah, it really sucks. I had a lot of my video games and game systems stolen when I was a kid, and a teenager, which really sucked. I also had, like, Pokemon cards stolen from me when I was a kid as well. Like, I always remember one of my... I've told this story before, but I used to have, like, a original, like, first edition print run, like, foil Charizard that was in, like, a little plastic case. And I'm sure, like, anybody could tell this story, but I legit remember owning it. And I took it to a friend's house in my backpack and, like, showed it off to them. And I stayed the night there, and, you know, I brought all my Pokemon cards and stuff over, and that was, like, in the peak Pokemon craze, and I had my super fancy Charizard, which I got as a birthday gift, by the way, from an uncle of mine, and, you know, I was really proud of it, and, after I stayed the night, I never saw it again. Shit was gone, forever. So, I mean, like, I have this guy back here who's, you know... This guy's pretty cool, but, you know, it's not the original first edition print, you know, foil Charizard in a mint case, but whatever. Such is life sometimes, but, you know. And it just sucks because, like, I'm very much a collector, as you guys can see. Like, I not only still have the games, but I have the boxes, and the manuals are in here too. So, like, and I've had this since I was a child. Like, undamaged, you know, not messed with. Like, I was a collector even as a small kid. Like, I was just weird, you know? Like, I always tell people, like, you know, like, I just kind of had this obsession with, like, collecting things, and I picked it up from my father. I always say that my father is kind of the person that really got me into collecting things like that. So like, you know, like I collected games, I took care of them. I usually pretty much never resold my games. I kept the boxes and things like that. So, you know, the only reason why I don't have all the game systems and all the video games that I used to have when I was a kid and a teenager is because they were stolen from me. Like, they I didn't sell them or throw them away. They were stolen from me. So, it really sucks. But, you know, it's whatever. But I just, it's really kind of lame that, you know, like, I want to go back and try to get my hands on those old games, and they're antiques, you know? And that's the thing, too, is because, like, people, like, you know, wonder about, like, Magic cards and Pokemon cards and old video games and old game systems, and, like, why are they the way that they are? Like, why are they so expensive? And it's like, because they're technically antiques now. Like, they're from a long gone time, which we will never see again. And that's just the way that it is. Like, you know, we're you know, in the present now, and we live in a digital age where there's not really any reason to have physical games or physical game systems. I guess that's not true, because we're still in, you know, we still have consoles like PlayStation and Xbox and, you know, the Nintendo systems and all that. Like, those still exist, so I guess we're still building ourselves game computers. But everything is downloadable now. Like, the games and the movies and you know, everything we do is all digital. So now that we're kind of in this almost completely... Sorry, my nose is really itchy. Now that we're kind of in this digital age where everything is digital, like, just download the movie, just download the game, just, you know, do these that do just, you know, take the data and put it in your computer. There's no physical there's no reason to collect physical games anymore. That means that, like, these guys here, like, they're a product of their time. Like, I mean, they're, you know, you're never gonna see things like this ever again. So, you know, and people want to hold on to that, and like, that's why, like, you know, a lot of the, you know, collectors feel the way that they do about, you know, Magic cards and stuff like that. Like, you know, I mean, obviously Magic cards is different. Like, Magic cards and Pokemon cards are different because they're just going to keep producing more and more Magic cards, more and more Pokemon cards. But, like, they're never really going to reproduce the original ones that they were ever again. And there's never going to be that same, you know, feeling or excitement, or, you know, it's literally, like I said, it's a product of its age. You know, it's something that we're never going to see again. And, like, we still have moments like that now, which is, like, why I always say, like, I think that it's never too late to, like, collect something. But the thing is, the secret to being a collector is not necessarily desperately trying to collect things from the past, but collect things that you have now. You know, that are widely accessible and easily able to get your hands on, because you never know when those things are good. Like, because, like I said, like, the reason why I have these is because I was a collector at a young age. And I was like, I basically, as a small child, said to myself, like, I like these and I enjoy them and I want them, and I have access to them now while they're really cheap. And I want to be able to enjoy them when I'm a teenager. I want to be able to enjoy them when I'm an adult. So I want to take care of these now so that I can enjoy them later. And that was, like, the mentality that I had. And now look at me. You know, I have these Magic cards and Pokemon cards that are worth a lot of money. I have these old games that are worth a lot of money. Like, I still have their boxes in good condition. I still have my old game systems, and they're worth a lot of money. And it's like, at the time that I started collecting those things, it wasn't about making money. It was about having the foresight to know that I can enjoy something now, and if I take care of it, I can enjoy it later as well. So, like, I think that people who really want to get into collectors markets and you know, enjoy collecting things, should kind of, you know, don't think so much about what happened in the past and like how you can make money on the past. You should be looking at what's in the present. And I mean, even the idea of making money off of it sickens me. But what you should be doing is looking at what you can collect now because you enjoy it now, and then reminding yourself that if you take care of it and you hold on to it, you can enjoy it later. And then maybe later, maybe you can make a few bucks off of it. I don't know. You know, like I said, I really don't like the idea of like monetizing every single thing that you collect. But I think that the overall idea of taking care of things that you actually enjoy and taking care of things that you want to enjoy in the future, that's what that's what a real collector does and a true collector would want to do. You know, like we have these pseudo investors who want to like buy up a ton of something without the idea of like, it's not about me enjoying it now and enjoying it in the future. It's about me buying as much of it as possible now, holding on to it for like 3 years, and then selling it at a higher price tag. Like, it's not the same thing. And honestly, like, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, you know? Troll Warrior says, what are your thoughts on the reproduction ones? Like, the reproduction games? Like, the Pokemon games? Well, like, okay, so here's the thing. Like, I was on Amazon a second ago, and I was looking at the games, and I was trying to find the reproductions. I was trying to find the real ones, and I found reproductions in the process. So, there was one that I saw that was being advertised as the original game, and it also had a higher price, as though it could be an original game. And then all the comments below were just like, this is a fake, do not buy, like, this is fake, I sent it back, like, this is fake, like, complained at the distributor, this is fake, this is fake, this is fake. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. But when you have a choked market where like Nintendo is like, we're not reproducing these games, and we're not reproducing these games, and also they're collector's items, they're antiques, and they sell for like multiple hundreds of dollars, and like you just want to enjoy the game, like, I get it. I do get it. Now, like I said, I will say this right now. I do not advocate illegal activity. I do not advocate buying illegal items that are not produced by their original company. I highly recommend that if you, like I said, like, if you choose to play a hacked game, like I do on my channel, you make sure that you own the original game. Okay? I do not advocate illegal activity. I play a ROM game through... I play a Game Boy Advance simulator with a ROM game because I own the Game Boy Advance and I own the game. Okay? That's why I do that. So I do not advocate ever, the illegal downloading of games and game systems without having already purchased and owned them, okay? So, because it's not illegal if you own them, okay? I own the system, I own the game, it's not illegal, so... But the thing is that what I will say is, like, for example, if I, for some reason, like, purchased the game in the past, and the game was stolen for me, but I still somehow have proof of purchase, Like, if I still had, like, I have the box and, the receipts and all that information, and I went out and I bought, like, an illegal reproduction, then I would be okay with it. Because I still owned the game and I bought it from the original distributor and all that stuff. So it's kind of like the idea of, like, when my overall thought process was when I saw that platinum version that was fake, but it was being advertised as it's real, that's not okay. All right. However, when they say, like, this is a fake game, like a lot of the games that I was looking at that were reproductions had the title reproduction in the name. So like that way they would basically say, hey, you're buying our reproduction, we're letting you know it's a reproduction of the original game. We do not sell this as though it were the original game. This is like our reproduction, blah 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 blah. And like that's okay because they're saying it. Now what Nintendo wants to do about that is totally on them. Okay, I'm not Nintendo and I don't speak for Nintendo. And that's not something that I would ever try to do. So like it's the difference between wanting to play something because you genuinely want to play it versus, you know, trying to be shiesty or you know, illegal or distributing like a fake disguised as a real thing, you know. So but I mean, the thing is too that's really good is that like Nintendo tries really hard to stay ahead of that. Like for example, like, you know, there's no reason to go out, like you could still buy Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I mean, mind you, the price is hiked up quite a bit. It's already around like the original full price, like $60 or so. But I mean, that's like what happened was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were sold at $60 when they came out, right? And then the price went down because it's a used game and it's the current time. But then they basically made the announcement that they're no longer producing 3DSs and they're no longer producing 3DS games. It's now officially a dead system. Therefore, now that it has exited the current market, it now enters into the collector's market, which means the price of 3DSs and 2DSs and all the games for those two systems go up. So, because they're now exclusive collector's items that are not being reproduced anymore. So, you know, but the thing is that, like, Nintendo tries to, like, they did it with Fire Red and Leaf Green, right? Like, people wanted to play the old Red and Blue and Yellow games, so they made Fire Red and Leaf Green at that time, because that way you can still enjoy the game. I feel like Nintendo tries to you know, feed the nostalgia. They're like, hey, we can make money off of this. The games are too old. They're hard for people to buy. And, like, we don't want to encourage illegal activity of reproductions and stuff like that. So, like, let's take the game that they want, that they're nostalgic for, and we'll reproduce it. So, like, they announced that they're doing Diamond and Pearl for the new Nintendo system, the Switch, that's it. So that's what I'm talking about. They're trying to stay current. They're trying to, like, they don't want illegal activity. They don't want price hikes. Like, they want it, like, the collector's market can do whatever the collector's market wants to do, but they also have a customer base that still wants to enjoy nostalgia and the older games, and they realize they can take that nostalgia, you know, audience and make more money off of them and stay current with it. And that way they can make more money and they can also not piss off their fan base. And I say good for them. You know, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, it's, I mean, the whole thing about the reproductions is that I think that Nintendo, if they can get away with it, like, they will probably shut those down. And I mean, I don't fault people for wanting to buy them and play them. I get it. But I think that also at the same time, you should, like I said, like, I don't encourage any kind of illegal activity here, ever. So, like, if you're gonna go and buy a reproduction, make sure that you have, like, the original proof of purchase of the original game. And, like, you know, that should be the end of it. Like, if you don't have the original, like, information of having purchased the game and owned the game or whatever, then, you know, I'm sorry to say, but you're gonna have to exclude yourself from that, you know, that experience. And I mean, you know, and here's the other thing. I just remember they did the Switch. They did the Pikachu and Eevee Pokemon game, which is supposed to be Red and Blue remade again, right? I haven't played these games, so I don't know. Like, I literally, like, no joke, I stopped playing new Pokemon games after Sun and Moon. Like, Sun and Moon was, like, I basically played Moon. I thought it was the worst Pokemon game ever made, and that literally made me stop playing Pokemon games, like, from then on. Now, I love the older games, which obviously I'm still playing, but I had to stop after Moon because I thought it was so terrible. It like shook me to the core, where I was like, okay, like I can't enjoy Pokemon games anymore. I can't enjoy future Pokemon games anymore. I can't do it. So, like new Pokemon games or current Pokemon games or whatever you want to call it. But my point being is that I think they reproduced, I feel like they reproduced Red and Blue through the Pikachu and Eevee games. Let's Go Pikachu or something like that, or Let's Go Eevee or something. I can't remember what it was called, but because I didn't play them and I didn't care about them. So there's your Red and Blue reproductions, I guess. And then did they do Gold and Silver remakes other than Soul Silver and Heart Gold? I actually don't know. If they did that. I think it would be really smart for them to try their best to reproduce every single version for each system they make in the future. And that could even go so far as, I remember on the Nintendo DS and the 3DS, what they did was they just ported Red, Blue, and Yellow and Gold, Sapphire, and Gold, Silver, and Crystal into the virtual console of the DS systems. So that if you wanted to have the nostalgia of playing the original games, they just ported them over into the virtual shop. So like, I think they should just keep doing that. Like for example, like they don't have to go through the entire effort of, I mean, it would be cool. It would be really cool if they wanted to, if they wanted to actually completely remake Gold and Silver all over again and reproduce it on the Switch. That would be really awesome. But I think they don't need to do that, because a lot of the time, a lot of people just want that shot of nostalgia. And they just want to play like the original Gold and Silver and Crystal. So just port it over. That's all you have to do. Just port it over to the Switch. They'll be able to make more money and they don't have to do anything, and the audiences will be pleased because they get to play the nostalgic games that they so missed, I think that would be really cool. I think that's what they should go about doing it, and like I said, it's free real estate. Like, it's free money for them, like they don't have to do anything. I mean, they might have to make the code for a virtual console to be able to, play the old code of those games, but I mean, it's been done a lot. Like, like they already have all these, virtual consoles that you can just download online that reproduce Game Boy graphics or, Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games or whatever. So they could do it, and it probably wouldn't take that much work from them. I see you, Anto. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you yet, buddy. Let me catch up a little bit. I was totally lost on Troll Warrior's comment, which was about reproductions. Rebecca says, as someone who grew up in the middle, I still remember when a personal computer and gaming consoles were big deals and not cheap. It annoys me how dependent we are on digital anything. Yeah, well, I mean, I was born in 1991, and I kind of was born in that area right before we hit the hardcore digital age. So, I definitely, my camera kind of got weird here. There we go. Let's see if it'll, you okay, camera? Can you, are you okay? Camera, are you okay? Can you handle it? Can you handle the power of my face? Okay, we're good. My camera got a little wonky there. But yeah, it's, I kind of grew up at a time where, the thing is it's really weird. My childhood was really strange because I grew up in the 90s, and I remember a lot of the 90s, despite the fact that I was born in 91. But I was still, by the time it was, 1995, and I was about, 4 years old, that's when I can definitely say that I started really having memories of, things that happened in the 90s. So, I got to experience a lot of that stuff, and, the thing is that makes it really strange, though, is that I was already kind of connected to the future of computers and the digital age at that time because my father was a programmer. So my father was, for pretty much his whole life, most of the life, or at least for almost as long as I've known him as my father, since I was born pretty much, or when I started conceiving memories. He's always been a programmer. So, you know, I've always, like, basically, we've always had lots of computers in the house, and, like, you know, my father made it necessary for me to have my own computer that was connected to the internet by the time that I was, let's see, I want to say probably around 12 or 13. Like, I had my own computer, and I want to say that's about right. Yeah, definitely, like 12 or 13, because I remember probably around in middle school was when I really had my own computer connected to the internet, and I was, like, watching stuff like Joe Cartoon and Homestar Runner and stuff like that. So, yeah. You know, like, so I was kind of in this weird area where, like, I did definitely grow up at a time where I wasn't necessarily connected to the digital age, but at the same time, I kind of had, like, an advanced, like, childhood, because my father was a programmer who demanded that we have, like, 3 to 4 computers in the house all the time, connected to the internet. So it was definitely interesting, and I got to experience a lot of really interesting things because of that. Like, early internet culture was something I was a big part of. Like, yeah, I was on 4chan in the prime days of 4chan. Like, it was bad. It was bad. But I also did a lot of cool things too. Like, you know, I got to hang out on Newgrounds, and I was a part of that community for a little bit, and played games, like Flash games, back when Flash games were this new cool thing, and everybody thought Newgrounds was going to be what YouTube is today, pretty much. It was a big deal. But yeah, so I definitely got to experience a lot of things because of that, and but I mean, I wasn't constantly online all the time. Like, I liked going outside, I liked spending time with friends, I liked, you know, going out and being a wild, crazy kid. Like, you know, I wasn't constantly jacked into the internet, you know, like, that was not, that's more of a recent thing. I feel like I'm connected to the internet all the time now, but, you know, like, as a child, not so much, even though I had the ability to do so. Yeah, it's good to see you, Anto. I know I said hi already. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you for a while, but I definitely see you there, buddy. Troll Warrior says, I'm thinking about getting the repop ones. I have had almost all of the real ones at one time, but over time lost them. Yeah, it's, you know, like, I think that as long as you're not doing anything illegal, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, and I think that, like, the thing is that if Nintendo wants to combat it, the way that they do it is what I was talking about before, which is, like, you got to make sure that you reproduce it. You know, like, if you want to, like, make sure that there aren't, like, you know, illegal Chinese copies, and you want to, like, appease your audience, and you want to be able to constantly make that dollar billio, like, you know, you gotta be comfortable with the fact, like I said, like, even just doing simple ports, or completely reproducing the games or whatever, like, you're gonna have to stay in touch with that, and that's the only way that Nintendo's gonna be able to combat that. But I think that as long as you own the games before, and you have proof of purchase, then, like, go for it, you know, like, go ahead and get yourself, you know, that reproduction game, you know. But like I said, just nothing illegal. Don't do anything illegal, guys. I would never advocate any kind of illegal activity over here. Those headphones, though, I've been wearing these headphones for a while, guys. Come on. I do want to get new ones. I've been using these ones because money's been tight, and these were available, and my old ones broke, so I will get new headphones, okay? I will, I promise. Y'all be gelling on the size of my headphones. What's up, son? They're huge, aren't they? Yeah, you like those huge headphones, don't you? Yeah, that's right. I have a Switch. Those ones I can download right now. Oh yeah, if they made it so that I can download them on my Switch, I probably would. Well, there you go! Like I said, it's free real estate. Like, you know, if they just did ports of the old games, that would make so many people happy. Because I remember, like, when they did it when they did the ports of the old Pokemon games for, like, the 3DS, in the 3DS shop, like, people praised them. Like, there were so many people who were like, oh my god, Nintendo, this is exactly what I wanted. All I wanted to do was go back and play the old, you know, Gold. Like, the old original Gold, and re-experience that. And, like, that's what they did, and it was super successful, and people were so happy. Like, that's all they have to do. That's all they have to do. They just have to port the games over. Rebecca was born in 82. Very nice. Oh my god, 4chan. Yes, I'm from the future. I know, Troll Warrior. I am from the future. Yeah, I got it. I did some bad stuff on 4chan back in the day. I once upon a time I was an edgy teenager on 4chan. That was a thing that happened a long time ago, and I will not talk about any of it because some of it was pretty bad. Rebecca says, my first game was Oregon Trail. Wow. My sister played Oregon Trail. I never did. My sister was born in 81, Rebecca, so you are 1 year younger than my sissy. My first game was Oregon Trail, and I had to have my homework done because my mother wouldn't show anyone how to switch to DOS to run the game. That's so good. That's pretty good. That'll get your homework done. Oregon Trail was the shit back in the day. I think you can download it on Steam still. That's pretty cool. I did actually download a new game that I really want to play. I'll probably do that in the near future. I downloaded a horror game that I got on sale, and hey Zoo! Thank you for being here, girlfriend. Glad to see you. I did download a new horror game that I really want to play. I'm debating whether or not I want to play it on stream or if I want to play it as a video series. I think I might want to do it as a video series. Not sure yet. And then, like, I don't know if I want to do it, like, 30 minutes or, like, an hour for each session. I don't know how long the game is supposed to be. Let me take a look and see if they have, like, an estimated time for this game. Let's take a look. Doesn't look like they really talk about how long it is, and I don't want to look at the spoilers. This game looks super cool, though. Super duper cool. Yeah, so it's this game that I downloaded. It's called Stories Untold. And basically, it's supposed to be a horror game that runs like an old school text adventure. Where, like, you know, like the old text adventure games where, you know, it's like, it tells you, like, the text to build a scene where it's like you're standing in front of a house, and to the right of you is, like, a child's playground, and to the left of you is an old woodshed, and, like, the lights are on in the house, but it looks like the door's locked. What do you do? And then, like, you have to, like, type in, like, commands to, like, do things in the game, and then it proceeds you into the next set of text, which sets the next scene. So that's basically the game that I downloaded, and it's a horror game. But what seems really cool about it is the game is not just a text in front of you. What it is you're in the game, you're a person sitting in front of a computer in a room. And, like, whatever you type, the character in the game types on the computer, and then things happen. But, like, what makes it super cool is that as the game moves and proceeds forward, that what happens in the text adventure happens in the game to the character that you are, like, playing. It looks really cool. Like, I'm actually really excited about it. I really want to play it super bad. So that'll probably be a new video series I'll do soon. But yeah, like, that made me think of, you know, when Rebecca mentioned the old games, it made me think of that, because that's basically like an old school text adventure from, like, the 80s or whatever. So look forward to that, guys. That'll probably be pretty fun. I still have the CD. I should see if it will work on my laptop. For Oregon Trail? What? That's probably, I feel like that's probably, you're gonna want to hold on to that, Rebecca. If you have the original CD for Oregon Trail, you're probably going to want to hold on to that. That's probably, from what we were talking about earlier, that's probably a collector's item, girl. Like, take care of that, for sure. I mean, obviously, if you still have it, like, you've clearly taken care of it. Troll Warrior says, let's see here. Troll Warrior says, for the old game, you need DOSBox, and even then, they can be buggy. Well, there you go. Like, I mean, but you could download that and try and run it, and I'm sure that there are ways to overcome the bugs, and maybe there's an updated version of it. You never know. Like, there could be, you know, somebody who's constantly on that stuff. Like, that's what's really cool about, like, what's the word? There's a name for it, and I suddenly can't think of it. It's, the open-ended software that everybody works on. There's a name for it, but I can't think of the name. It's when basically, like, people produce software for free, and then they, like, open it up to a community, and then people just kind of work on it for fun, you know? There's a lot of really good software that like, for example, like, I use, you know, Shotcut, and Shotcut, I think, is, open-ended software where anybody can work on it and improve it and stuff like that. I think that's how it is. I think OBS is like that too, and Audacity. I think it's been. I don't know. Let's see. Rebecca says my first experience with computers was once a week getting to command a turtle to draw a picture on a piece of paper in the first grade. That's really cute. Yeah, I had a lot of experiences with computers at a very young age. Like I said, I think that my first computer that I owned on my own, that didn't include, I mean, if you want to include game systems, the very first computer that I got to regularly participate on was probably a Nintendo Entertainment System. And then I remember, like, my parents buying a original fatty gray Game Boy. And, like, that was for both me and my sister, but I was the one who played with it the most. And it was mostly because I liked it the best, and I played it all the time. And that's what I played. I played Red and Blue on that, too. Or did I have a Game Boy Color by then? I don't think I had a Game Boy Color till later. And I still have my old Game Boy Color. It's back there somewhere, I promise you. It's definitely back there. Open source software. Thank you, Troll Warrior. I appreciate that. Yeah, and open source software is awesome. Like, I mean, you know, you always run into bugs or just simply things where it's like, oh, it'd be so nice if they had this feature, but they don't. And then usually, like, you know, you can look around and, you know, find somebody who's either produced the feature that you're wanting to work with, and then you can just download it, or you can leave a comment on a message board, and then somebody usually is interested in it to the point of where they'll work on it. So, or you can just make it yourself. I mean, if you know how to do that kind of stuff, you can just do it yourself. So you never know. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been in this, like I said, talking about going back to nostalgia and video games. I've just been in this nostalgic mood, mostly for Pokemon games. Like, I've just really wanted, like, I ever since, when I was playing Emerald the other day, I had Gage come in, and I actually know Gage in real life, so that's why I can easily remember his name on YouTube, because his name on YouTube is just his real life name. I don't think that's doxing, right? Like, my friend Jaden's real life name is his, you know, YouTube name, so I don't think that's doxing. Because they dox themselves, I don't know. I mean, there's not very much personal information about them on YouTube other than their name, so whatever. But yeah, when I was playing Emerald the other day, Gage came in and he was like, dude, you, like, because I was talking about Soul Silver a little bit, and he was like, bro, you gotta play Soul Silver on the channel. And I was like, I kind of want to do that. I kind of legitimately want to do that. And like I said, like, I own the game. Like, I own the game, so I could do it. And, like, I even thought about, like, playing it on my own and, like, restarting, because I have, like, a bunch of stuff saved on that game. Not a lot, but I have some things saved on the game. And I guess I could go over it and kind of, like, see if anything is super precious on the game. Probably not. And then restart it and just play it on my own. But then I thought, like, you know, like, if I want to do that, like, I should just produce it on the channel and allow everybody to enjoy it, you know? So I'll have to like look into seeing if I can get a, you know, a virtual DS console, like a virtual DS console for my computer, and then download the ROM for Soul Silver and then play it on the channel. That might be something I could do, but I don't know, because I don't already have a DS simulator and I don't have the ROM for Soul Silver, and I'm worried that that'll be really tough to find without running into some serious problems. I don't know. It seems like it might be kind of tough, but I would love to actually play the game, you know, on the channel. That would be great. So, night stream, nice. Well, thanks, Noob Gets Even. Glad to have you in here, buddy. We're just kind of like talking about nostalgia and old games and things like that. I've been talking a lot about Pokemon because it's been mind-blowing to see the price spikes in everything Pokemon related. Everything Pokemon related. And I mean, I get it. I do. I've had to say that a few times because, like, it blows my mind, but at the same time it shouldn't, you know? Because I can understand why it's happening. You know, they're antiques. It's a collector's market. Like, people are riding on the nostalgia, so of course, old cards, old games, old merchandise that are from Pokemon, like, it's valuable. Like, they're antiques. I also have some old Pokemon books and old Pokemon magazines that I wouldn't be surprised if they have, like, a high price tag on them as well. Like, I have a Pojo's, like one of the most famous issues of Pojo's. And I don't know if you guys know what Pojo's is. Pojo's itself is a relic of its time. Let me grab that. I wonder, I think it's easily accessible. Give me a second. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I want to go see if I still have the famous Pojo's issue. Let me see. I'm going to take a look real quick. I'll be right back, I promise. You guys. It's in worse condition than I remember. But I've had it for a long time, and the thing is that, like, when I was a kid, I loved this magazine. I probably read this thing cover to cover like 4 or 5 times. So this is Pojo's. Pojo's Pokemon magazine, and this was a special edition too. I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing when I convinced my parents to buy this for me. I was in a Walmart. I was in a Walmart. Or it was either a Walmart or a Target. I'm pretty sure it was a Walmart though. And they had this like special issue of Pojo's, and this is right when the new Mewtwo Strikes Back movie, which was the first Pokemon movie, first came out. And look, even new Fossil series, that's like the third, like I think like that was like the third Pokemon set that ever came out. And no joke, you guys, I read this thing cover to cover like 4 or 5 times. Like, it's got like information about cards and stuff like that. And oh man, so much nostalgia. They even have like a card checklist in here, so you can like mark. And they even have like individual price ranges back from. This is like back from the 90s. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Here, let me show you guys. Volume 1, number 2, December 1999. Oh man. Oh, and they had the damn, look at this. Look at this. Look at this old school. And they would sell Pokemon and like Beanie Babies, and like look at that website formatting. This is for like collectors trading. Wallos.com. Wallos.com ensures secure transactions for all of your collector item needs. Oh my god. Good stuff. I was a fanatic back in the day. Totally a fanatic. Oh my god, and I used to have one of these. Hold on a second, let me show you guys this. Where is it? I just saw it a second ago. Where is it? Where is it? Is it still here? Oh, I just saw it like literally a second ago. Maybe I passed it up. I probably passed it up. Oh my god, and all this crazy Pokemon merch. Look at this! Look at this insanity! Look at this! What are these? They're like little toys for Pokemon. They're crazy. Look at Pikachu in the hammock. Look at Pikachu in the hammock. See him in the corner there? It's crazy. Hey, what's up, Roxas? Glad to have you in here, buddy. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh my god, this magazine is torn to shit though. Like, some of the pages are like ravaged on the bottom. You can kind of like see down here, and then the spine is just destroyed. Look at that! Look at this, it's terrible. I'm amazed this thing's still... Oh, by the way, sneak preview, Pokemon, the first movie. Ooh, coming soon to a theater near you in the year 1999. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I was really into that stuff, and I collected like the magazines and the books and the games and the cards, and oh man, I was all up in the Pokemon craze when I was a kid. It was nuts. But yeah, they're like all antiques now, and you know, like I still get interested in trying to like, you know, go through them or see what I still have, or like even acquire some of the old ones, but it's getting to a point of where it's just near impossible at this point because they're antiques. That's what it comes down to now. They're antiques, man. Like, you know, and it's weird to say that too, because it's like, you know, like you think of antiques like, oh, this is like a vase from the 1600s. And it's like, yeah, that's an antique. Yeah. But like, there's antiques of the 80s and there's antiques of the 70s. And like, you know, every generation that has any form of nostalgia and collectability, like, has antiques, you know? Let's see. First game system I played was the Atari 2600, Duck Hunt, etc. Did you ever get the like little Nintendo laser gun for Duck Hunt? I played Duck Hunt on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and I had the little pew pew, like the little laser gun for the Nintendo system. It was really cool. Let's see here. Troll Warrior says, yeah, I have a friend I meet through LARP, and I call him be his LARPer name all the time. Okay. All right. And Roxas just wanted to come in, say hi, and then say goodnight. All right, it's all good. But yeah, I definitely, like, the more I've been playing Emerald, the more I kind of realize that, like, I really do miss the old games of Pokemon. Because, like, I don't know, like, Moon was just, I don't know, it just felt like the moment, like, playing through Moon and realizing how much I disliked it was, like, the moment where I realized, like, that's it. Like, everything Pokemon related in the future is just, I don't think I can do it anymore. I just can't, you know, like, I don't think the mechanics are fun anymore. I don't think the same playstyle is fun anymore. Like, playing the old playstyle through nostalgia can be fun, you know, and that's cool and all, but, like, I don't think I could see myself doing it anymore, like, in the future games. And on top of that, like, another thing that I kind of, like, realized that made me feel really stupid is, buying the same game over and over again. Yeah. Buying the same... Pokemon. Buying the same game over and over and over and over and over again. It's just like, ugh. God, I was stupid as a kid. You know, like, I was a little idiot when I was a kid. But I mean, you know, but that's why, like, you know, I could play Emerald, and, like, it follows the same old repeating pattern as all the other games, but because I haven't played a Pokemon game in years and years, it feels fun and refreshing. So, but, like, you know, if I played Soul Silver, I think I'd be okay with it, because the thing is that makes Soul Silver really interesting is that, you know, Soul Silver had a lot going on. It did follow the same overall algorithm, like the same pattern, but the thing is first of all, Soul Silver is 2 regions, 16 badges, so it's not the stereotypical 8 badges, go to the league, beat the game. Like, it's like, you have to, like, get the first 8 badges, and then you go and beat the league, if I remember correctly, and then you go get the next 8 badges, and then you beat the league again, and it's harder, and then you have, like, all the exploration you have to do. And then there's also, like, the Pokemon Athletics. Like, there was, like, a Pokemon Athletics system. There's the Battle Frontier, which is crazy huge in Soul Silver. There's, like, all of the different, like, there were, like, also multiple storylines going on in Soul Silver as well. So, like, it sold for $15. Okay. But the thing is, like, that's fine. Like, that's fine that this only sold for $15. It's important to me. It's priceless, so I don't care. I'm not looking to sell it. And I mean, after all, it's just a magazine anyways. Who cares? But the thing is like I mentioned about it before. When I was a kid, this was like my Bible, man. This right here was my Bible, man. Like, I read this thing cover to cover so many times, like, and it shows. It shows that I read this thing cover to cover like 4 or 5 times, you know? So, like, I don't care that it's like, oh, it's only worth $15, and it's like, whatever. I enjoyed it. You know, as a kid, I enjoyed it. I had fun, and it was a good time for me, so whatever. It's priceless in my brain. In my brain, it's priceless. But yeah, Soul Silver would probably be one that I would be willing to play on the channel. And I think that it would have enough going on in it that it wouldn't feel like that I'm just playing, you know, Pokemon Emerald all over again, you know? I think there would be enough things happening in the game that are different from Emerald that I would be okay with it. But I think that if I played through Emerald, which I am very much enjoying, by the way, but, like, if I beat Emerald, I wouldn't be able to go and play Ruby or Sapphire. No way. No way, no how. I probably wouldn't even be able to go and play Red and Blue. Like, no way, no how. It's the same game. You know, like, or even, like, you know, just any of the games. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. But, like, Soul Silver, I could probably do. There's a lot of things going on in Soul Silver. Like, I could probably do that. I'd probably be okay with that. Legitimately. I'd probably be fine with that. But I think that if I played through all of Emerald, and then I played through all of Soul Silver, I'd probably be done after that. Like, I don't think that I could go and play another Pokemon game. It's because, like I said, it's the same game. Like, a lot of the time it's the same game over and over and over again. And it's like, you know, like, it's fun and it takes me to that nostalgic happy place, but, like, you know, afterwards, it's, you know, I'd just be, like, beating myself over the head with the same game over and over again. I don't want to do that. So, you know, and I am trying to change it up. I am trying to play a lot of different kinds of games. There are some other games that, like I told you guys, I want to do Stories Untold on the channel. Maybe thinking about making that a video series, maybe not a stream, but I'm not 100% sure yet. One thing that I want to do, and it's like, it's been constantly bugging me, is I really want to go back and I want to play, what is it called? Hold on a second. What is it called? Underhood or Elderhood, or what was that game called again? Hold on a second. Everhood. I want to go back and replay Everhood, you guys. And the thing is, though, is that I'm not going to play it on stream because that was miserable. It was miserable playing Everhood on stream. And it's because, like, I will have to go and play Everhood, and I will have to teach myself to get good at the game. And watching me learn how to get good at the game for like 3 to 4 hours straight, I don't think you guys are going to enjoy that. Like, I really don't. So what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to go back and I want to replay Everhood, and I want to record myself and do, like, it'll probably end up being me playing the game for like 3 to 4 hours, which is like what I did in that stream, but then I'll be editing down all of the parts where I'm terrible. And I'm just learning how to play the game. So that way you guys can just see me, you know, go through the story, play the game. Maybe I'll do like a mini like compilation of me like failing over and over again, so you guys can know that I did in fact have to fail a bunch of times to like, but it would be quick, you know, like you wouldn't have to watch me go through each process individually. Like it would just literally be a compilation of every time I die happening like within a couple of minutes or something like that, you know? And then you guys could see the portion where I succeed, and that way we can actually have reasonable timing on playing the game. And because Everhood is cool, and like the only thing that sucks about Everhood is me. So, and the only way to get over me being terrible at Everhood is just me to play it until I understand how to be good at the game. So, you know, like, I definitely want to play that game because I thought it was so cool, and I was just really angry that, like, I couldn't, you know, keep up with how tough the game is, because that game is hard, okay? And I don't really play rhythm games. I'm not very good at, you know, playing games that require me to be, you know, quick with my fingers and stuff like that. Like dexterity-based stuff, I'm not super good at that. So, I mean, I could get good at it, which is why I want to, you know, record video footage of me playing the game and, like, over time getting good at the game so that I can actually play through it and enjoy it and share it with you guys. So, I am also, you know, I should go ahead and say it, I am kind of wanting to play more New Vegas. I've done, like, 2 New Vegas streams, and those were really fun. I feel like a lot of people actually really liked those, which was kind of surprising to me. But I really enjoyed it. It's like when I play it, every time I've played it, which has been twice now on the channel, it's a game that I play to relax, where like I just want to unwind and like play something that really kind of relaxes me and it's fun. And like, you know, role-playing as my character, doing quests randomly, shooting people in the face, you know, like just the classic, you know, RPG New Vegas is so relaxing and fun for me personally that, you know, I've kind of liked the idea of every once in a while I'll just stream it just for fun. And, like, there's no context into it. Like, I don't want to start from the beginning. I tried playing Oblivion from the beginning, and that got to a point of where I just didn't want to play it anymore. Like, that's legitimately what happened. I got to a point of where I wasn't, like, because when I play games like Oblivion or New Vegas or Skyrim or, you know, whatever, like, any games like that that are in the RPG set for Bethesda games, it's a slow roll, right? And that, like, those games are games that you literally can spend years on building a character, you know, to the way that you want it. And, like, the problem is that the wanting to really dive into it and play it as a playthrough on the channel meant that I had to slow roll it so that I could, like, have it, you know, be comfortable with you guys, but I couldn't get anything done at the pace that I normally play with, which was really tough for me. So that's why I kind of like stopped playing Oblivion. Like I kind of like fell out of interest of it. I couldn't keep up with the pace of it. But like when I'm playing New Vegas and I do it on stream, like my character's built. Like he's good to go. Like I've put a lot of hours into that game already. He's got like a lot of the perks that I want him to have. He's got most of the stats I want him to have. He's got a lot of the guns I want him to have. So like he's just a rootin' tootin' badass who can do whatever the hell he feels like, which is pretty nice feeling. And that means that like if I choose to stream it, I can just jump into something fun for you guys. You know, like I don't have to like start from the very beginning and be terrible at the game and grow slowly. Like I can just jump right into something fun. And so, like, what I want to do with that game is I kind of want to, like, I want to finish the main storyline quest and, like, probably play it on stream because I'm already, like, in the middle of it. Like, the next thing I was going to do was go and beat up Mr. House with a golf club. Which is going to be really fun. So if you want to see Mr. House get the crap beaten out of him with a golf club, You're gonna want to see that stream. It's gonna happen. But then when I beat the main storyline quest, I plan to do the expansions on stream. I think that would be really fun. I know that I want to do Dead Money. Dead Money is like my favorite New Vegas expansion. It's the best. It's like, out of all the expansions for New Vegas, I always thought Dead Money is the best expansion for the entire game. And the thing is that I love about Dead Money and why it's my favorite, it's a horror game. Like, they managed to figure out, like, and it's so amazing. Like, it's genius. It's absolutely genius how they did it. Like, I thought it was, like, I remember when I played Dead Money for the first time on New Vegas, it blew my freaking mind how good it was and how scary it was. That is a scary expansion. Like, legit, it's scary as hell. And it's so smart how they do it. It's so smart how they make that expansion so scary. I love it. So I really want to play Dead Money on the channel, which is, you know, like, I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, you know, finish up the main storyline, and then once I'm done with the storyline and I feel really comfortable, I will probably play the Dead Money expansion for New Vegas on the channel, because I think that would be super duper fun. I love it. So we'll probably do that. But yeah, I also had some other ideas. I kind of wanted to do a remastering of a game I played on the channel in the past. I'm going to keep that under wraps, though, because I'm not totally sure if I want to actually do it or not. But there's a game that I played on the channel, and it's like one of my favorite games of all time. And props to if you know what game I'm talking about, and if you've seen the playthrough of me playing it. But it's in really shitty quality, and I would love to replay it in super high quality for you guys. Better camera, better graphics, like way more fun, and just a remastering of it. Just like a remastering. Maybe actually do it in videos instead of a stream, because when I did it in the past, it was low quality, and it was back when the channel was really, really new, and I didn't really have any kind of quality control whatsoever. Quality control. I try to have better quality content now, but you know, I'm still relatively new and trying different things and trying to get the quality up. So, but I like to think that things are higher quality than they used to be. So we'll see. But yeah, so I'm thinking about remastering a old game that I played on the channel, and I would love to probably do it as a video series that's more consumable and enjoyable for people. Yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing probably in the future, but I don't want to make any guarantees. I'm not going to name off the game. It's if you can figure it out, props to you. You get brownie points. You get a digital cookie. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really feeling the nostalgia. Like I even wanted to like play some other older games as well. Like I mentioned already, the Pokemon stuff, but I don't know. A while ago I was playing Golden Sun for Golden Sun Dark Dawn. That's another one of the games that I still have, thank God, for the Nintendo DS, and it's alright. Like, I've been playing it on my own, here and there. Like, it's really weird because it's a game that doesn't immediately draw me in, and the only time I've played it is when, like, a while ago, there was a major blackout in my area, and the power was out for, like, 4 or 5 hours, I think, and I just was like, I could play Dark Dawn on my DS, which has a full battery right now. So that's what I did. I played Golden Sun Dark Dawn, and I didn't beat it, obviously. Like, I only put like maybe 2 to 3 hours into it or something like that during the blackout, and then when the power came back on, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. But it's very weird. But it was kind of fun and charming in its own way. I don't know if I'd play it on the channel though. It's a little too weird. It's hard to like it's interesting. Like it has like a lot of really interesting game mechanics. It's got some complexity to it. It's a lot of problem solving and puzzle solving. And they have like lore and some story to it. But something about it just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know what it is. It's not like it's kicking my butt or anything like that. Like, it's not hard. You just kind of have to think about your decisions before you do them. So, I don't know. Let me catch up on the chat log. I fell behind. I'm sorry. Zoo's doing an ed law quest. Oh, like are you doing it for school or something? Okay. You do you, girl. It's all good. It's all good. Rebecca says, yes, only dog I enjoyed shooting. Oh, right. In Duck Hunt. Yeah, that dog was a jerk. He's a jerk. Roxas says, I will send you a picture of my Pokemon card. Does still in really good condition on Discord. Okay. You do you, buddy. It's all good. Okay. Well, just put it on I mean, I don't know if he's still here, but, Roxas, if you're still here, just put it on the main channel. Like, you know, like, just share it with everybody. There's, I guess you just put it in general, and, like, we can all look at it, I guess. I mean, I have a lot of crazy Pokemon cards. I did a whole stream about it, actually, at one point. I think you guys remember that. Oh, I guess I read Troll Warrior's comment, but I didn't read the other ones. Weird. That's weird. Oh, well, whatever. Such is life. But anyways, yeah, I've just kind of been in a really nostalgia mood, and, I mean, it's I don't know what causes it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while, I just get, like, that mood where I'm just like, oh, man, I want to play all my old games, or I want to look at all my old cards, or... like, I want to watch, like, old movies that I enjoyed when I was younger, or whatever, you know? Like, it's a really weird feeling to kind of get into that nostalgia mood, and that's really what I was feeling today. Like, I was feeling, and yesterday, too, a lot. I was feeling it hardcore yesterday, which is why I was playing, you know, Pokemon Emerald on stream as well as off stream, and, I don't know. Like, I don't know what comes over me sometimes when I do that stuff, and it's like you have those moments where you just want to, like, look at it and just kind of, like, reminisce, you know? Like, I even do that with Magic cards sometimes. Like, well, I don't want to play the game, you know? I don't really want to play the game. I don't want to, like, buy cards. But every once in a while, like, I'll, like, want to pull out, like, some of my old Magic cards and just stare at them for a little bit. You know, I don't know if any of you guys ever deal with that, but, like, it's just, like, this moment where it's, like, remember, like, when you were, like, what is it? You know, when I was, like, 12 years old, and I had a deck with this card in it, and, like, this was my favorite card in that deck, and I, like, to try to get it out as much as possible, even though it's not a very good card, or, you know, like, and like, you know, looking at my old Pokemon games do the same thing, or, you know, my old Pokemon merch, or, you know, the Pokemon cards, or anything like that. Like, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, Mike Hatcher was talking about how he's been playing Chandelar lately, and it just takes him back to that time, and it's also that he's, like, out of nowhere been getting that urge to, like, really play it and want to be a part of it and, like, enjoy it for what it is and enjoy it for what he used to enjoy it for when he was younger. And, like, that's what I've been getting with a lot of my stuff lately, too. I think it's kind of hitting everybody right now. I don't know. I feel like I've been seeing, like, a lot of, like, old Magic stuff, a lot of old Pokemon stuff, just, like, a lot of really old, like, a lot of people that are being driven towards nostalgia, like, right now particularly. And I don't know, maybe it could be saying, well, it's been going on for a while, like the new Pokemon craze, or the insanity with Magic, or any of those collectibles, you know, of any sort. Like, it's getting crazy right now. Everybody's nostalgic, everybody's buying, like, there's a whole new market out there, you know, and it's just like, I don't know. it's a weird time right now, especially for collectibles and antiques and things like that. Hey, Alpha Gamers, glad to see you. James P. coming in and hanging out as well. Good to see both of you. Glad to have you in here. Alpha Games says, just popping in to drop a thumbs up before heading to bed. Good night, everyone. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it, Helfer Gamers. Thank you for thumbs upping the stream. You rock, buddy. I appreciate ya. But yeah, I don't know. I've definitely been thinking about a lot of the old stuff, and it's really weird I think a major part of it is that, like, I think that now that we're in this digital age, we're kind of coming to a close on nostalgic-based, like, collectibles, I feel like that it's... I mean, I guess there's always going to be toys, right? Like, even now, we still have toy lines, right? We still have, you know, kids going out and buying toys of, you know, different kinds of things. But, like, for, like, one of the things that I was really thinking about is, like, you know, I work in a warehouse, and, you know, with merchandise of different kinds, and, you know, one of the things that I was noticing was, like, there's merchandise for Minecraft, like a lot of merchandise for Minecraft. There's a lot of merchandise for what's that stupid game called? Fortnite. There's merchandise for Minecraft. Like, you know, there's merchandise for Fortnite. There's, you know, merchandise for... There was another video game that I saw that had a ton of merchandise. And then there was, like, merchandise for, like, movies, like, for kids and stuff like that. And I started, like, thinking to myself that it's like, well, you know, like, the merchandise that's coming out of this stuff is based on digital goods, like the Minecraft game, which you buy digitally, or the Fortnite game, which you buy digitally, and like all these other things that you can buy digitally. And it's like the nostalgia is more so being placed in digital goods and not so much like physical goods. Like, obviously there's merchandise, but, like, you know, you can't have the same nostalgia of merchandise from a game that's completely 100% digital versus the nostalgia from a video game that you own, like, a physical copy of, or like a movie that you own a physical copy of. So I think we're kind of coming into, like, a different time, you know, like a different time of, like, nostalgia in general, and the way that we see Pokemon, like, from the past, and, like, Magic from the past is in, like, maybe, I don't know, like, maybe less than a decade or so, we're not gonna have it the same way anymore. Like, it's just gonna be completely gone, and collectibles are just going to be completely changed. And I mean, and it's different too, because I mean, like I said, like, you can have collectibles that are, you know, current merchandise for, like, toys and stuff like that, like toy lines we have now and stuff like that. But it's not quite the same as, like, you know, owning a physical video game that's part of, like, a major craze, like Pokemon or whatever. Or it's not the same as owning, like, really rare old cards from, like, a really popular card game that everybody was playing, you know? A lot of it is just like, oh, remember the... I don't know, like, some toy that kids are playing with lots of nowadays. I don't even know anything about toys anymore, but it's like, oh yeah, do you remember these toys? And it's like, yeah, but, like, not everybody's collecting those. Like, it's like a small niche group of people who are collecting those things, you know? It's definitely kind of, I don't know, it definitely, like, makes me think a lot about, like, what the future holds for collectibles and you know, nostalgia-based collectibles and old video games and cards and things like that. Excuse me. James P. says, it's the way I wanted to bring back the Iron Man variant of MTG, played it back in the day. Well, James P., isn't, like, the way that you play Magic, like, you destroy the cards in the process? So, like, I can understand people being really wary of that, because, like, you know, you run into situations where it's like, you're destroying, like, antiques, you know? Like, you're destroying collectible antiques. Like, that's like what the game that you play is based around. And I can understand that it's like, people are really wary of that. I get it, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to destroy my own cards. Like, I mean, there are cards that I have destroyed because it was funny, you know? Like, cards that I didn't care about. But, you know, like, I don't know. It just seems a little different where it's like, oh, I can tear these cards up because I'm a ridiculous person who's having fun, versus, like, you know, people who are like, well, it's a playable format and we're trying to get a large group of people into it, but, like, people don't like destroying their cards generally, so it's a very limited group kind of format. And if you're playing with something that's really valuable and you have to destroy it, that's you know, that sucks, man. Like, you know? That's rough, bro. That's rough. James P says Five Nights at Freddy's is what my roommate's kids started to collect. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, but that's also exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know, like, you can't collect the original items. You know what I mean? Because the original items of Five Nights at Freddy's are digital games. Like, there's no physical copies of the game. So, like, you can... I guess you could say, like, oh, well, this is Generation 1 wave of, like, Five Nights at Freddy's merch. This is when, like, he first, you know, was able to, you know, release merchandise, and this is the first wave, so it's, like, the first edition, and, like, okay, fine. But, like, it's kind of different when it's, like, you know, like, this is the original copy of Emerald from Nintendo, and they don't produce this game anymore, so, like, the game is sold around, like, $300, $400 just for the cartridge, which is obscene, by the way. But the thing is that this is the original game, you know? And, like, yeah, there's merch, there's Pokemon merch, sure, but this is the original game, and they will never reproduce the original game, you know? Like, it just feels different. I don't know. It hits different, I guess. It's, like... I can definitely understand the point of view of, like, how that can be the same with merchandise as well. But, like, it's kind of different where it's, like, this is, like, the source material that spawned the merchandise versus just having the merchandise. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, that's kind of like the same idea. Like, I'm sure that there's Magic merchandise out there, right? Like, there's probably little plushies or collectible figurines of planeswalkers or, you know, whatever. But that's different from, like, owning the cards that the game is played off of. You know, like, I think it's just, it just hits differently for different people. And it's definitely obvious that, like, you know, it's kind of like, if you think about it, that's a good comparison. If you think about it, there's a difference between collecting the original Pokemon card, which this can go for like $400, $500, maybe $1,000 by itself, right? Versus collecting the old 90s magazine, which is technically Pokemon merch, that talks about the Pokemon cards, and this magazine goes for like $15. You know, like, and I would assume that's probably the same thing, like, you know, with, like, I bet that this plush, which I've had since I was, like, a kid from the 90s, this probably maybe goes for, like, I don't know, $10? I don't know. It's a little beanbag Jigglypuff, and I love him to death, but I'm not depending on him being worth a fortune anytime soon. He's just kind of cool to have. You know, like, it's different between owning the source material versus owning the merchandise that spawns from the source material. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. And that's how I see it with, like, you know, like, the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Like, you can't physically own the source material. You can't physically own a copy of Five Nights at Freddy's. You can own the digital data of Five Nights at Freddy's. And then you can own the, you know, the physical merchandise that spawns from Five Nights at Freddy's. But if they had actually released, like, a physical copy of the game that you could collect, like a disc in a case, you know, in the original packaging or whatever, that could probably be someday worth, like, a small fortune and be highly sought after by collectors versus, you know, a plushie. that's based off of the game, you know, that might be worth like $10 or $15 in the future rather than the $3 that it's worth right now. So, I mean, but I don't know. And like I said, like, I mean, this is me once again talking about the idea of like collector's value, which is usually something I detest. So I probably don't even have a proper, you know, say in the matter in the first place, because usually I get so wrapped up in the idea of, you know, like most of the merch that I own and most of the collectibles that I own, I don't plan on selling. Like, a lot of this stuff is irreplaceable for me, you know, like the boxes, you know, the game boxes, and, you know, the individual parts of the game, and the actual game systems, and, you know, the side merch for whatever purpose, and, you know, all that stuff is like irreplaceable for me, because it's like, you know, it's priceless, because it was something that was important in my childhood, you know? So, like, I can talk about, you know, collector's value and the insane prices all day, but it doesn't change the fact that even though I own these items, I would never sell them. So, let's see. Helvergamer says, quick thought, there will always be people with money going through midlife crisis, so there will always be irrational nostalgic purchases. I can get that. I mean, and that's the thing, is because a lot of people just, you know, want to remind themselves of a better time, or they want something that can attach themselves to when they were the most happiest in their lives, or, you know, and I get that, because I do that too. Like, clearly I'm showing you, like, you know, my old games and stuff, you know, and I get that. I do, because, you know, I'm a collector. I collect comic books, I collect cards, I collect cardboard boxes, I collect glass, I collect, you know, I all sorts of things. I'm a collector at heart, and I blame my father for that, because my father was a collector, and kind of still is to this day, a collector. But, you know, I get it, because it's nice to be able to because, like, it sucks when, like, literally, like, a perfect example of exactly what I wanted to mention, which is, like, you know, I had that moment where I was like, man, remember the days when I used to play Platinum version of Pokemon, and that was a good time. Like, that was so fun, and I want to relive that experience. And then you go online and you look for a legitimate copy of Platinum, and it's like, you know, $100 or $200 or whatever, and that feels terrible, because you want to, like, return yourself to that time. You want to reenact that feeling that you had when you were that age and playing that game, and all the fun and mystery behind it, and you know, be like, oh, I, like, you know, you want to play the game and be like, oh, I remember this, because, like, I was doing this at that time, at this age, when this event occurred while I was playing this game. Like, you want to experience that, and it really sucks when, like, you want to relive that and enjoy it, but you don't have access to it, because it's, you know, too expensive, or out of reach, or from a time that's so far gone that there's just no way you can go back to it. And I get that. Like, and that's why, like, I felt like, I don't even know, like, to this day, I can't even begin to process how I was able to foresee that as a child. You know, like, no, like, it was literally that, like, a lot of it was, as a child, I had the mental capacity to say to myself, I enjoy this now, and I want to enjoy this in the future. Therefore, if I want to enjoy it in the future, I need to take care of it now. So that means hold on to the games, hold on to the box, hold on to the manuals, hold on to the game system, like, hold on to the posters, hold on to all of it. And like I said, the unfortunate part was that all of my stuff was stolen from me. Not all of it, obviously not all of it, but pretty much most of the cartridges and games and game systems were stolen from me, and I was just barely lucky to hold on to a few of them, like Emerald and Soul Silver, and you know, a few other games as well. I still have my old yellow version, which is kind of cool. And I have, like, my old Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance and all that stuff. Like, a few things I got to hold on to, but, you know, it sucks when you have that mentality of, like, I want to take care of this stuff, I want to hold on to it, and I want to enjoy it for the rest of my life, and then somebody comes in and just steals it from you, and then it's gone forever. So that was unfortunate. That it's just, you know, unlucky, and sometimes that's how life goes, you know. And I mean, like I said, like I was trying to kind of find those old games and stuff online, and that's what inspired this stream, was because of realizing how ludicrously overpriced everything is. But I get it. I do. I get it. Because if I'm a person who wants to relive that and enjoy that, then there's probably thousands of people, maybe more, that want to do exactly what I want to do in that sense. I want to enjoy those things and still have a good time and go back to a happier place, you know, with those games. And if I want to be that way, it's selfish of me to think that there aren't other people that feel exactly the same way. So, sadly, having to deal with the fact that that's a reality, I'm okay with the fact that they're overpriced. I get it. And the only thing I can do is just be grateful that I still have the ones that I have now, you know? And maybe someday, I can splurge, you know? Someday I'll be able to try and recollect Platinum, or maybe get my hands on that old Sapphire game, or, you know, replay Blue. My Blue version was not stolen from me, by the way. My Blue version I gave to a friend. And I gave it to him. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I gave it to him, and he asked me if I was sure that I wanted to give it to him, and I was like, yeah, take it, it's fine. But at that time, I had red and yellow. So, red was stolen from me, yellow I still have. So, you know, it's all good. I never feel bad about that particular kind of stuff. But when it's stolen from you and it's just gone forever and there's nothing you can do about it, that's a not so good feeling. But I get it. I do. And I mean, I can just enjoy, like I said, I can enjoy what I got now. I have a lot of good things in my life, you guys. Like, and that's what it comes down to. I mean, I could be, you know, a person who just constantly wants to mull over the fact that I don't have access to those good games anymore. But I'd rather say to myself, hey, I have Emerald, you know, and I can enjoy that. Hey, I have Soul Silver, and I can enjoy that. And, like, hey, I have the Magic cards that I like, and I have the Pokemon cards that I like, and, you know, I have things that make me happy. So I don't need to, like, force myself to be miserable over the things that I don't have, you know, because there's no reason for it. And, like, if I really, like I said, like, someday I can get those things, you know? And maybe, you never know, it could be, maybe it'll be tomorrow, you know? Maybe, maybe tomorrow somebody will come knocking on my door and be like, hey, I happen to notice that, you're really interested in Pokemon games, so I thought I'd bring you my my old Platinum version that I don't play anymore, and you can just have it for free, just because I'm a nice person. I can't say that it's improbable, but it's not impossible. So, you know, who am I to say that it could never happen in my lifetime? You never know. Look at Teespring. We are buying merch of what people say where we hang out digitally. That's true. I need to get better on Teespring. I was in the process of designing some Teespring merch a little while ago, and I didn't do it. I didn't finish it. So, you know, I was thinking about releasing some Bad Damp merch. I have this funny idea for merch for Bad Damp. And so, yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in that, because you know what? I should just do it. You know, I'll just, you know what? I will go on to Teespring, and I will design some proper merch, and I will just put it in my description below, and what happens will happen, you know? Who knows? Maybe it could be work. I personally, like, if I make a good Bad Damp shirt, I will wear it. I will wear a Bad Damp shirt. And I have this idea where, like, I want it to say, like, official Bad Damp merchandise, and then have a picture of, like, a bat with sunglasses on it. Like, that would be really cool. So I might do that in the future. Who knows? Let's see. James P says, forgive, I am out of sync, I think. Okay, buddy. I'm sorry that you don't have any more sync. Hope you get more sync if you really need it. Zeus says, I got a paper cut on my finger. Oh, no! Not good. Don't do it. Don't do it. Made it look like Mono from Little Nightmares 2. Okay. I don't know how those two ideas coincide, but you do you. Oh, like you wrap the Band-Aid and it looks like a hood over your finger, right? Is that what you're talking about? Because that actually makes sense to me. I'm mildly proud of myself. Good job. You should be proud of yourself. Helfer Gamer says, the M&M Show CD was stolen from me 3 times in the 5 days of school following the CD's release. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I have some old CDs. I have like all of my Tool CDs and like with the cool little collector cases that they have and stuff like that. I wanted to get the most recent Tool album like as a full, like, because you can buy a whole thing for it where it's like a special collector's case with like a little excuse me, goodness gracious. They have the whole Tool CD with a collector's case and like a little player for the CD and a little miniature LED screen, and it's crazy. And you have to like spend like, I think like 80 or 60 or 80 bucks on it, but I kind of want it. Like, because I love Tool. I still love Tool. I don't really listen to them as much as I used to, but I will always love that band no matter what. And the last album they did was so good. It was so good. I was actually thinking about re-listening to it again. It's been a long time. Like, I think I last listened to the most recent Tool album about maybe half a year ago, maybe a full year ago. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Like, if you're a Tool fan like I am, it's good stuff. Zurok says, bad damn. Hell yeah, girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about. Bad damp! I love Bad Damp. It's so good. Yeah, the Band-Aid looks like the paper bags, so I drew a little face on it. Oh, that's cute. That's super funny. I love that kind of stuff. God, it makes me also remember, I want to do more artwork, you guys. I need to get back into that. I was thinking about one of these nights just kind of like painting. Just painting. And I don't want to do cards. I want to do canvas. I need to do more canvas pieces, you guys. I need to hone my skills on canvas painting. That's something I really want to do more. Helver Gamer says Tool's art is amazing too. Yeah, it is. They're a great band. Everything about them is great. I love them. I genuinely do love them. And I hope they never truly break up. I know that they, you know, go long periods without seeing each other. And a lot of the time, from what I understand, it's that, like, they have a lot of creative differences between the band members. Primarily, the lead singer and the bass player have very large, like a very, very large taste difference between one another. They have very different thoughts on, like, you know, composing music, like how the vocals are supposed to be done. They have different views on art styles. They have different views on lyrics. They have, like, they're very contrasting one another. And I got the impression based on some stuff that I read. By the way, I'm going to walk away for a second. Hold on a minute. Speaking of collector's things. Okay, I kind of had to blow the dust off this. Speaking of collector's things, this is where I found out a lot of the information I know about Tool now. Bam. The Revolver Presents Special Edition Tool magazine issue. It's basically, and like this is like one of like 4 of the collector's covers. I didn't buy all 4 of the collector's covers. I didn't do that. I just bought the one. This magazine is fascinating. It's basically a biography. It's basically a bio, and there's some crazy stuff in here. Like, because you're talking about like the artwork and stuff like that. Look at that. It's so cool. It's so cool. Tool is such a cool band. I love them so much. Look at that. Look at that. Lateralis, baby! Ugh! 2001. Goodness freaking gracious. But yeah, I love Tool. There's 10,000 Days. Oh man, that was like... That album, 10,000 Days, I was obsessed with that album when it came out. Oh my god. It was such a big deal for me. But, that close-up. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I love Tool. But yeah, so they have a lot of major creative differences between them, which makes it really hard for them to be comfortable with coming together and making music together. But they're so interesting. They're absolutely so interesting, and I love their music. Let's see. Hell yeah, Mr. Habanero and the Happy Trees. There you go. Let's see here. Just do it, Bob Ross. That. Yeah, there you go. I probably will. I've just been like feeling like I really wanted to do it. I had a couple of conversations because I was talking to some coworkers about artwork, and one of them was really, really interested in my artwork, like super interested. And they were even saying like, oh, we know Mike before, because my name's Mike, if you guys didn't know. There's too many Mikes on YouTube, so I just go by Hops. But yeah, they were like, oh, we knew Mike before he became a famous artist. And I'm like, we'll see. Maybe someday. And, you know, kind of talking about artwork with some of my coworkers made me really, really want to get back into it. And I really wanted to do canvas. I kind of want to, like, step away from the Magic card artwork, and I want to focus more on canvas and do more stuff with that, because I haven't done very much of it, and I have the ability to do so I probably should. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, it seems like you guys really want me to do that. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do a video of me painting canvas. A lot of the time, though, too, a hard part is me figuring out what I even want to paint. I do have some sketches that I've done where I've wanted to turn them into paintings. There was one sketch that I did a long time ago that I really wanted to turn into a painting, which was a vase with a lotus, like a river lotus in it, and also a rose on a table. And that was something I really super wanted to do. But yeah. I still love painting. It's just there's so many things I love doing, especially when it comes to content creation, that it's like I have to kind of prioritize like certain things over other things. And, you know, like it's hard for me to want to like do lots of artwork when I really want to like focus on like learning video editing and streaming and things like that. But I mean, you know, I should do it, and I will try to make an effort to do it more. Helver Gamer says, if I had a dedicated music room there are a bunch of Tool album art that would make the cut for wall space. That's a good idea, yeah. God, I wish I had a music room. That would be so cool. Like just like a little tiny like studio room with like wall-to-wall like music and stuff like that, and like a really nice sound system, and you know, that would be really rad. I've always also wanted like a personal library. Like maybe if I had like a personal like library / music room, because I don't think I own enough music, like physically own enough music to fill up an entire room. But like I could probably fill up a room with books and music simultaneously and have it be like a music / book room. That would be my jam. I would love that. James P says, I still want a shirt with Mr. Habanero painting on an MTG card like Bob Ross. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see. I'll look at a Teespring. I do have a Teespring account, and I do need to utilize it. I did put up a couple of mock-up shirts, but I didn't feel really confident about it, which is why it's not in my description or anything like that. So, but we'll try. Painting Bad Damp. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. I would love to like paint like a really realistic picture of like a Crobat and like write Bad Damp and make it wear sunglasses and stuff. That would be super cool. That'd be super cool. Official Bad Damp merchandise. That would be amazing. Coming to a Teespring near you. That close-up of Hobbs was a masterpiece. Yes, you're welcome. You're all very welcome. I know that you love my beautiful face. A jazz lounge book cafe. Yeah. I actually, a long time ago, I used to have a very good friend back in high school. And we used to talk about how we wanted to, like, buy a tropical island and then open up, like, a jazz bar restaurant on the tropical island. And that was something that we used to joke about all the time. I also, like, I used to have lots of really weird things like that. Like, I used to have a joke with a lady friend a long time ago about, we used to talk about all the time running away to Alaska and opening up a cafe in the middle of Alaska. Like, where it would just be like it would be like a wasteland in Alaska, where there would be like no towns or buildings or anything, and we used to joke around, we'll just go out in the middle of nowhere in Alaska and we'll open up a cafe. It'll be the only thing in that entire area of Alaska. Just in the middle of Alaska. We'll just run away together, open up a cafe in the middle of nowhere, and every once in a while a random traveler or person will stumble upon it and come in for a hot cup of coffee or something. Oh, so funny. All right, guys, I have to go. It's been about 2 hours. I had a lot of fun talking about all sorts of stuff with you guys. We got to have our nostalgia kick. We got to talk about Pokemon games, talk about merchandise and collectibles and music and all sorts of fun things. So this was a good time. I'm glad I had you guys come in here and hang out with me. It was a lot of fun. And we'll do more. We'll do more in the future, just like always. It's a total tourist trap, says James P. Elver Gamer says, dedicated music room is usually focused on sound control and high quality set of open back headphones with a DAC and amp and you and the music. I can see that. I just, it just depends. I mean, I love music. I feel like I've been listening to less music lately, which is weird. But yeah. So I've been kind of like trying to like put on more music recently because I've been feeling that way. But anyways, I do have to go, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. It was a really good time, and I appreciate all of you guys. I will say all of my normal things, which is, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Doing those things really helps me out. Like the stream if you enjoyed the stream. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go ahead and hit that notification bell if you don't already have the notification bell rung. Because doing those things really helps me out, gets my material out to more people. It allows you guys to know when I'm going to be streaming or making video content or whatever. So do those wonderful things. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about all of the crazy merchandise marketing and collectible marketing and all the insane stuff going on with Pokemon and Magic and any kind of collectibles, because it's insane. It's insane, and it's been on my mind, which is why I wanted to talk so much about it today. So yeah, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you guys think if you guys are interested in that stuff. I'm also going to say, check in the description below for all of my wonderful links, such as PayPal and Streamlabs. Donating to me really helps me out. You don't have to do it, but it really helps me out. It allows me to make more content, allows me to improve the channel, and I definitely appreciate when you guys do it, so think about it, I also have a wonderful Patreon with wonderful Patreon members, and those guys really, really help me out. So if you really, really want to help me out, think about checking out the Patreon. Every once in a while I release unique content on there. I was thinking about maybe turning it into a place where I'll just post random things that I want to talk about. That's been a thought on my mind recently, so if you want to be a part of that stuff, think about joining the Patreon. It's a good time. I have wonderful, beautiful, sexy Patreon members, which I will list off, such as Ya Boy Lettuce, Bo Falcon, Mr. Fajouk Enterprises, James P, and the lovely Miss Rebecca. So thank you so much, Patreon members. I greatly appreciate whatever you donate to me. It's super helpful. And it shows me that I do have some wonderful people who enjoy the content so much that they're willing to pay for it. And it's not necessary, but man, I love the love that you guys want to give me. So thank you so much for that. And I want to remind you guys, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for, enjoying the content, coming in here, whether you're paying for it or whether you're just wanting to enjoy it for free. It's all good, and I love all of you guys. So thank you so much for being here and doing that. Seriously. You guys are wonderful to me. And other than that, I'm going to say the very last thing, which is, guys, go out there, follow your dreams. You can accomplish them, okay? Other than that, Habanero,